Yeah, sure. No, hey, we're excited to be here. We can't wait to get out and play. Obviously, we've been going through it a little bit these last couple of weeks, but I think I'm at a point right now where I'm grateful for where we're at and grateful for the opportunity we have in front of us and just looking for an opportunity to respond, with the risk that we know that, the response might not be the one that you want. And, we're a program that has a lot of pride. We pride ourselves on, working on our culture every day. So this is a great challenge for us right now.
Questions? Go ahead, Bruce.
Yeah, Tommy, and you guys, just the general thoughts on facing Davidson, what you've found out.
Well, Davidson, the McKillop clan's done an amazing job running that program. A little known fact is that my son took an unofficial visit there out of high school. And so, I've known their coaches for a long time and, and Bob and I, have always had a, shared a love of international basketball and recruiting internationally. So our paths have crossed, a few times over the years, and I just have the utmost respect for them and for how they do things, and that they're a program that's really done a great job, sticking to their core values and their identity. And maybe, at times where, maybe people thought they could commercialize things a little bit. It's been really cool that they haven't. I mean, Davidson today is, the Davidson, when Steph Curry was there, and which is just remarkable. And so ton of respect for them. We know the challenge we're up against tomorrow. I mean, I've played against some Davidson teams over the years, and and I know this that there's more, than meets the eye. And so our guys need to come out and respect that and understand that it's a program that has deeply ingrained values, that they can call on in big moments. And it's definitely a game that, playing Davidson tests your character. And that's nothing, but respect for them when I say that.
Jim, go ahead.
Tommy, when that bracket came out, I know you're one game at a time, but I couldn't help but notice Umar was a possibility, and then Mark and the Zags after that. How do you look at that thing?
Well, we tried getting out of the tournament numerous times. We just couldn't get out. No, hey, we know that, our paths are going to cross eventually. And, I don't think it's something that we're, like, anybody necessarily wants to play to get something up on the other guy. It's nothing like that. But when you have two great programs, eventually they're going to cross paths. And so, I mean, obviously, I mean, there's, no potential matchup with the Zags until the third day. So, I'm not even there yet. So I might give you a different answer if we end up playing. The Umar situation is, I mean, it's awesome. There's so many things have changed in college basketball recently. That just with transferring and the COVID eligibility, that it's just, some players have gotten long in the tooth, and Umar's one of them. And, for him to, come with us down to Arizona when we first started, and, when he was trying to rebuild his career and help that team 3 years in a row the way he did. And he was a two-time all-conference player, which was awesome. Was a lot. And, Umar and I have a special relationship, and we always will. I think we've both given each other a little space, with him on his journey and me, with this new team. And, but Umar and I, we met and we talked about, what was going to happen. And, he said it to me. He said, it's not fair, that a guy like me gets 6 years in college and a guy like Mo Crevis gets 4. And, so obviously I want to take advantage of that, but I don't want to be in Mo's way either, and so we kind of settled in on that. It was a great grounds, and, he obviously had some great opportunities with other programs, and he took full advantage of them. And I was 100% supportive of him, and I'm 100% proud of him as a man that he was able to see a good player underneath him who he thought deserved a chance to take the next step in a great program. So that's how it happened. There was nothing more to it. I'm rooting for Big O every day. I saw that he switched his free throw to left hand, and I'm like, maybe I was missing something the last few years. But I'm excited for him and his journey, and it looks like he's off to a good start.
Sorry, Coach. Zach Osborne from the Indianapolis Star. I cover IU. I was going to kind of follow up on that and just ask you, forgive me, it's kind of open-ended, but your journey with Umar and how you've seen him embrace, being somebody who wanted the responsibility of being a big player for a major program, wanted to be on those stages, wanted to be on the floor in big moments for a really good team. Obviously, Indiana expecting a lot of that from him this season. Just how did he maybe kind of come to embrace wanting to be a guy that was in those moments and on those stages?
Well, he's already been that guy. He did it at a program like Arizona for the last 3 years. And he did it 2 years as a starter. I mean, so to me, like I just think that's who he is. I don't think he was looking for a bigger stage. I mean, obviously in Indianapolis, Indiana's a bigger stage than Arizona. So to you guys, it may be like that, but in Arizona, we got a pretty big stage too. So I don't see anything like that.
Similar stages, the idea of Arizona.
Okay, now we're similar stages. That's fine.
No,
Okay, listen, he's an awesome kid. And there was literally nothing personal. He saw somebody behind him that he didn't want to go because he knew, like, let's talk reality here. If Umar came back, Mo Kribis might not be at Arizona now. And Umar didn't want to put him in a position where he had to transfer. So for a dude to do that, for a younger guy, that tells you what kind of guy you're dealing with. He's an effing stud. So that's all I got to say about that. I mean, I don't know what else great I can say about it. I love that kid.
Questions for Trey or Caleb as well? Bruce, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, Trey and Caleb, I was gonna ask you both just how you guys feel coming back. 2 tough losses and then coming into this kind of an opportunity here, 3 games.
Yeah, I mean, every single time we get to, lace up the shoes and play a basketball game is a new opportunity and an opportunity for us to prove ourselves. Obviously, we've had a couple days off, but a couple great days to really hone in, as coach was saying, and find our identities. What better way to do it than, play 3 great teams in 3 days in a row. This will test us more than a lot of challenges throughout the year, but having an opportunity like this early on, I know we're all excited for it. I know a lot of guys are just ready to show what they can do, but also show, what this team is capable of. And, I can't speak for Caleb, but I'm just, crazy excited to get out there again.
Yeah, same. We playing basketball in the Bahamas. I'm grateful for that. I know we are grateful to, be here, and, step on the floor and, kind of redeem ourselves. And, we bringing our hard hats and, coming with the right mindset, the right mental state of mind. And, we're ready to go out there and play.
Go ahead, Bruce.
Trey or Caleb too, any you guys, I guess you had a few hours free yesterday or maybe 45 minutes. I don't know how much, but did you have any chance to go to the beach or slides or any of that kind of stuff around here?
Well, he's my roommate, and we both asleep while everybody else was out there on the water slides.
You guys didn't do the slide.
Nah,
You didn't, no.
we was
I
asleep.
failed you as a coach.
Jim, go ahead.
For Tommy, the changing landscape of college with transferring and NILs, as it relates to tournaments. I think there's one in Vegas. I don't know if it's this week but it's an NIL driven deal. Do you see more of those coming in the future? And does it put any of the other tournaments at risk?
Jim, I wish I had a crystal ball. I mean, like it's so many changes and, it's hard to understand what's right and what's wrong. I'm glad it's going in the direction where the players are part of it now. But it's just, there's so many people grabbing at so many things, and you know what I want to do? I want to play basketball tomorrow. I just want to play basketball tomorrow. I want to be in a tournament. I know one team's going to win a championship this week and I want to compete for that. Anything more than that it's a little bit outside of my wheelhouse, So, I mean, I know a little bit these tournaments you're talking about. Of course, we had phone calls. I just don't know what's real or not real. That's where I'm at. So,
Think it hurts other tournaments?
well, I mean, yeah, I mean, listen, I think that what we're finding is what's hard is, just these tournaments, we play 3 games in 3 days. It takes a lot out of your team, and, what the challenging thing is the other time of year you do that is when the conference tournament, and so you have these 2 times of the years and you put a lot of stress on your team and, ultimately, the ultimate ways I think you're going to probably be judged is your regular season, conference stuff. and the NCAA tournament, and then the conference tournament too is a big deal. But like, it just puts a lot of stress on your team, you know what I mean, and preparing them. But hey, it is what it is, and we've been doing it for a lot of years. And you know, so I am interested to see if some small changes start taking place in the next couple of years with these, you know, MTE tournaments.
Trey, you played in that, I understand you played in that Bahamar tournament down there, or whatever it is. Was that like a ballroom deal, and do you think it's comparable to here, and was there any adjustment for you playing?
Yeah, so when I had played in that 2 years ago with Oakland, you know, was under the assumption it was sort of just like the mid-major kind of tournament of this one. And then this year, you know, there's other power conference teams there, and the ballroom looked kind of sort of like the one here at Atlantis. But when I was there, it wasn't the crazy, you know, stadiums stands in the ballroom. It wasn't a ballroom, but it was much smaller bleachers and things of that. Less people there watching in person, but it was definitely a cool experience. You know, it was another opportunity to bond with your teammates and play 3 games in 3 days, but definitely a smaller scale than what the Atlantis was 2 years ago, considering the teams there. But now it looked like, you know, there's other power conference teams there as well. So
Well, and also just, and Tommy too, like, I think I read something that's 20, the ceiling is 26 feet here. I don't know if that's right,
Bruce,
but
here we go.
does it, you know, how do you feel that?
I haven't asked for the schematics of the arena yet.
Well, I'm just wondering if that, you know, that anything you coach to?
And
or-
we played here a couple times. You know, the first time you walk in, you're like, oh, that's different. And then the moment the ball goes up or the moment you start practice, honestly, you don't even notice. So, yeah, I mean, I know exactly what you're saying because it feels like it's a little more compressed, but I haven't noticed one difference. So, yeah.
And Caleb, just your thoughts on that too, like, you know, especially being the guy who can shoot from range as well as, you know, all over, but you figure, I think, is this your first time in a ballroom?
Yeah, this will be my first time. But we practiced yesterday, and you know it felt great. Just playing and on the floor and you know getting shots up, and I didn't see a problem with it at all.
Is there any questions from Zoom? Couple Zoom people joining? Doesn't appear, says Bruce, go ahead.
And Tommy, just on a different note, how do you manage, do you have to manage minutes differently, especially with Jaden? You've played him a lot at the point with 3 games, 3 days. How do you look at it?
Hey, I just want to find a way to get a W the first night. You know, I'll figure out how we manage it once the game starts and depending on how it's going. You know, what I mean, like we're literally going to go media timeout to media timeout.
Last one, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I was just, you've been pretty, I was talking about Caleb, you've been pretty supportive of him. Obviously, it's been, you know, a little uncharacteristic him lately. Your thoughts, I was gonna ask both of you guys how, and maybe, does this maybe help change environment to?
I love Caleb. Caleb's teammates love Caleb, and I'm not worried. You know, Caleb's going to come out and he could play out of his mind the next 3 days. If he doesn't play out of his mind the next few days, we're going to keep going forward. So like, there's no concern on my end. You know, if Caleb playing well is, you know, what's going to stand between us and being a good team, I feel pretty good that ultimately he's going to play great. So I like that security of that feeling.
No, I just think, you know, my teammates, my coaches support me each and every day. And, you know, that never wavered. You know, good game, bad shot, good shot, turnover, assist. So I just, you know, go out there and I'm gonna, you know, play with confidence, the utmost confidence. And, you know, not kind of put any pressure on myself to, you know, make plays. Just go out there and hoop and have fun.